All right, everyone, welcome into our Somerset Berkley boys basketball Final Four preview show. I'm Keegan Hamblett. I'm joined tonight by senior guard and team captain Brendan McDonald. Brendan, how's it going?
Good, you?
Hey, can't complain. You guys got the big win last night over the three seed. We'll take it any way we can, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, big one.
So let's start out with that Elite Eight game last night. It was an 88 to 60 win over the third seeded Pope Francis Cardinals. Colton Pacheco, star of the game, 29 points, 6 of 7 in the third quarter. Talk about his performance.
Yeah, Colton played really well. I think the game before he didn't.
Oh.
Jack Finlaw, Somerset Legends joining. Um, but no, Colton he played good against Leominster, but I think he thought he could have played better in that game, and he came out played very good on defense as well. But obviously his offense stuck out. It's very hot from three, and as well as finishing, and that gave us energy. So.
And that's not Jack Finlaw at the bottom. That's Max Finlaw, other senior captain. Max, how's it going?
Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, I'm great, Keegan. How are you?
Hey, doing good. Hey, you just made it right on time. You were late to the party last time, but you got it on the first question this time. That's good.
Perfect, perfect.
We're starting with Colton Pacheco. He had 29 points last night. Max, I just talked to Brendan about his performance last night. I want you to talk about his step up really as a player since his freshman year. What have you seen in his growth in the last 3 years?
Um, everybody likes to say that they've seen like major improvements in his defense, which is true. But I would say the biggest thing that he's got control over is just being calm and patient with the ball. He protects the ball much better. He used to turn the ball over like crazy, but he's just so much more sound with the ball now, and it's really impressive to see.
Now, Finn Bjork, Dominic Taylor in the game last night, both recorded double doubles. And George Austin put an article out a few weeks ago where if someone's struggling, then other players are there to help back you up. I know, Max, I hate to bring it up, but you had 4 points last night, but you were doing work all the way around. Brendan, I want you to just talk about the step up from everybody last night.
Yeah, so like with our team, like if shots aren't falling by one person, they can step up. Like Max the game before he's huge against Leominster, he had 25. And that was like a spark we needed with Finn being in foul trouble was hot before, and then some of our shooters not having as good of games as they did previously. So that was big. But it's not like anybody on our team's selfish, like Max, no selfishness at all. Did his role. He still played defense despite some of his shots not falling and they'll fall in the future games. That's what Rob Dillingham said.
Oh yeah.
They'll fall in March. So
Yeah, Max, it's crazy with this team. You guys have five guys. All your starters are in double digits in points per game. And we've seen too that really every game in the state tournament so far, there's been a different star player, a different player stepping up every single game. What should we be expecting on Monday for this group of five to continue building team chemistry even further?
Um, you know, uh, uh, it just comes down to who's the hot hand, and then feeding the hot hand. It's everybody, it's somebody different every single game, but take advantage of the matchups that we have there. But like I said, we all know, like Brennan said, we all know our roles. We all play to our roles, so we'll have to see. And again, whoever comes out hot, whoever's hitting their shots and playing great on offense, it's gonna be hard to stop them. So we'll see whoever that is, but it can be anybody.
Now, you guys know we talk about the fans a lot on our broadcasts and in these little preview shows. At the game last night, it sounded like a Raiders home game. Raider Nation, whether it was the students, the parents, former alumni, they showed up. They brought the energy. How did this help you out, Brendan?
oh, it definitely helped me out personally because I had a lot of energy from the start of the game. And with actually having people there behind our bench, with along with our bench, all like the parents there, it almost felt like a home game kind of like it was very split even, and I think we honestly probably had more fans than them potentially. So, that energy helped us in the beginning. We came out strongly and we never looked back.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if you close your eyes, you were listening to that game, whether it was just an audio or video feed, and you said if that was a Somerset Berkeley home game, anybody would have believed you if somebody said it.
Yeah.
Max, I know it's a 2 hour trip. Not everybody gets to go to the game. I don't know if you guys heard about it. There is a restaurant in Somerset, the Comfort Zone, that
Oh
held a
yeah, yeah.
watch party last night for the game. They set it up on every single TV. What does it mean to see the Somerset Berkeley community having your games on at these local restaurants?
It's awesome. It's crazy to see, how much like the town is involved. Like you never expect like your local high school team to be like for there to be a watch party for them. It's just so cool to see. All the support that we have, even when it's like games so far that people can't attend, that they're still tapped in and stuff to the game and checking out and showing support. And yeah, I think that's huge for us. I think that's huge for our success, and that's been a big part of it this whole year.
All right, let's take a look now at the Division Two bracket. Can you guys see my screen?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yep. So we all know who's advancing to the Final Four on the other side of the bracket. We got Malden Catholic and Oliver Ames. Really shouldn't come as a surprise. The 1 and the 4 seeds moving on. And then you guys right there at the bottom right as the number 6 seed. Big upset last night. The 7 seed over the 2 seed. Masconomet defeated Mansfield. So that now takes away the potential rematch from the Elite Eight last year. But it also means because Masconomet is further up north, you guys are going to have to travel to UMass Boston on Monday for that Final Four game. Um, Brendan, I'll start with you. Were you surprised when you heard that Mansfield fell to Masconomet? Because Masconomet, although they got the better record, Mansfield had the way tougher strength of schedule.
I mean, I honestly didn't know what to expect, but when I looked at the score, it was a blowout at first. Then it came a really close game. So, anything can happen really in the playoffs. And Masconomet, good team. Obviously, they have one loss, just like us, I believe. And so they're definitely a good team, and we'll have to come out ready.
Now, Max, I was told you guys on the bus ride home, you guys were already studying film. You guys were already looking forward to Monday. And we always talk about it. You got to go one game at a time. You can't look forward ahead, despite this Masconomet side being lower seated than you. What's going to be the mindset going into Monday's game?
The same mindset as every game. You can't take anybody lightly. Whatever team's capable of, it's the playoffs. You have one chance. You got to make it count. And just we know they're a good team. We're not going to take them lightly. And yeah, but mindset is go in there, play defense, be aggressive, be smart, and then we'll get the job done.
I want to take a look at a couple of the other boys basketball brackets real quick because two other South Coast Conference teams made the Final Four. We'll start on the Division 3 side. There it is on the bottom left side. Old Rochester Bulldogs. They struggled a little bit more this year compared to prior seasons, but they are in the Final Four. And on the Division 4 side, I really don't think there's any surprise that they're in it. The Bourne Canalmen have just been absolutely cruising through their playoff run. And we talked about in one of the prior post game shows, I believe it was after the double overtime win against Bourne. Brendan, you said that Somerset doesn't really get as much recognition because of your lower strength of schedule. This is going to change those opinions of everybody around. And what's something that maybe you could say to those people now that you don't play anybody, but now 3 teams have made the Final Four?
Yeah, I think they just assume, like these Hockomock teams, like don't get me wrong, they're a very strong conference and all those teams are very good. But I think they just assume like that's like the top tier conference and there's nothing else. But we've been pretty good against Hockomock teams this year. And our conference last year did well in the playoffs, continuing to do well in the playoffs when they're there. So I think it should open up eyes a little bit on our conference, give them a boosted rating at the start at least. So
Now, you guys rooting for any of those old Rochester born side? I know you guys play them twice a year. You might have some friends, some connections with them. You guys rooting for any of them?
Yeah, of course. During the regular season, it's definitely hard to root for teams in your conference because you're obviously trying to win. But then second hits the playoffs, since we're all like scattered in divisions, of course you're rooting for them. You after you face the team for like the last time, you wish them good luck. You let them know that you're rooting for them in the playoffs and stuff. And but yeah, no, we're with them every step of the way. Very excited to see what Old Rochester and Bourne can do. So.
I'm really excited about that Bourne team. Dan Kurt and Reynolds are like the Tim Duncan and David Robinson. They're awesome on that Bourne side. And if they win, hey, I might be doing a second state championship that weekend. So I'll take
Oh
it any
yeah.
way I can. Let's look forward to your Final Four game. We already know against Masconomet on Monday, either at 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock. Brendan, you guys played at UMass Boston in the Final Four last year, and that's a building where sometimes the depth perception can really mess with some players. Do you think already having the experience, taking the bus ride and playing in that arena could help you guys?
Yeah, I think experience just in general will help us. We've been in this spot before, like we could be poised in it, and we've experienced like a Final Four matchup in that environment. But also, we've played in gyms with depth perception before in the half. Lemonster game, that railing or the banner was up. Pope Francis in the second half, the banner was up. So we've experienced the depth perception before. So I think we'll be ready.
And Max, if you can recall from last year's Final Four, I felt the crowd was more rooting for you guys over Malden Catholic. Now, that might just be because we were on the Somerset Berkley fan side. It could have been a little bit different from where you were. If we're not counting neutral site games, you guys haven't lost a road game in 2 years. Although you played Durfee this year at Durfee, it was a tournament game. It counts as a neutral site. You guys do really good on the road, and you got to keep it going forward into Monday's game.
Yeah, yeah, without a doubt. We're very fortunate to, have so many people, of course, like following our team. So we like, I mean, you look at, yeah, was it yesterday? Just how many people took a 2 hour drive to Springfield to come support us. So oftentimes we have such a great fan base that we make like away games or seem like home games, and I don't expect that to be any different. I think it'll be even better this Monday. So with that being said, between our experience being there and already playing there and just having a huge crowd behind us, I think it's going to be a nice recipe for success. So,
Hey, if they can make the trip to Springfield, they can definitely make the trip to Boston. I'll say that.
oh
And
yeah, without a doubt.
For sure.
we'll see what the crowd's like on Monday. I want to go now to maybe some potential pressure on players, and this is why I really wanted Alex Crook in this call. It's setting in now that there's pressure maybe within your households that you got to win this because Max, your sister Addie won the field hockey state championship. Everybody in Alex's household has pretty much won a field hockey state championship. Do you have maybe even the slightest little bit of pressure building inside you that you have to win this or there's going to be bragging rights going around?
Oh yeah, no, there'll definitely be bragging rights around if if we don't win, but I wouldn't say it's like pressure. I would say it's more so like not really pressure. It's just kind of like part of me that's like, all right, I really want to win. I don't want to be let my sister have that one up on me. But I wouldn't say pressure because I know she's rooting for me and stuff.
Yeah.
I know they're all rooting for us and stuff like that. So no matter what the outcome is, whether we like it or not, they're gonna be there for us. But yeah, no, but yeah, that is pretty funny that we have a chance to both win state championships this year, and that's what we're hoping we can.
Brandon, you're a similar situation to Max. You've had older siblings that have come before you. How have they helped you out, especially through this year?
They've helped me out, because I've seen my brother's games growing up. And, they weren't as fortunate in winning playoff games, but I was watching my brother's college game and they were in the conference championship and it was just a packed environment. So similar to that. And my sister played field hockey. She's been to a state championship. She's won. So it's that too. Like I've been in a championship atmosphere before, not just as a player, but also like a spectator. So
Hey, if you get the experience, even just watching it, that goes such a long way.
yeah.
We're gonna go on to our coaches now. I got three coaches I want to talk about real quick. I'm gonna start with Mason Medeiros. He was the only senior on the team that made it to the Final Four and was a part of that Final Four squad last year. What help does he provide, Max, to maybe some newer players as an assistant coach?
Um, just him being there, especially like, like a coach and they can talk about the game, um, say what happened, but Mason really played in it. And he's such a key part of that. And just kind of like translating that to the kids that didn't really play last year or that don't have that level of experience, it's very nice to know that he's with us again for the ride, and it's awesome that he's got our backs because he's still one of the biggest supporters that we got out there, and his IQ for the game is really tremendous, and because he not only has does he like watch from side as a coach, but he's been there as a player literally just last year, so that's a huge help for us, and we're very lucky to be able to have Mason on our sideline.
And Brendan, I think you know who I'm going to bring up for you for assistant coach, Mr. McDonald. What's it been like learning from him throughout maybe your earlier life and now in your high school career?
It's definitely been helpful. He helped me actually be a good teammate and stuff like that. Like always say, if you see someone ahead of you wide open, get them the ball. So like he took away like selfishness and like that attitude from me away from a young age, which definitely helped. And he'll keep it 100 with me. So if I'm not hustling or doing any of that, he's gonna let me know. So that's good to have.
And I'll go to both of you on the last one. We got to talk about head coach Bob Slater. I know he gives you guys all the credit in the world, but it's his leadership, it's his coaching at the end of the day that has you guys where you are right now. Max, I'll start with you. What makes Bob the perfect fit for coaching this team? Oh, do we lose?
He's the perfect fit for us. I would say honestly because of like all three of our head coaches that we have between him Lawrence, it's like they all bring out something different. Mr. Lawrence is like the analytics guy. You ask him a single stat, he'll know it like this. He knows everything. Coach Mendy's IQ for the game of basketball is just like it's absurd. He knows so much. It's ridiculous how much he knows. And he's just so smart in getting us through drills. And Coach Slater's just like the most genuine person you'll ever meet. And I'd say that's like to answer your question, his like biggest strength and his why we're so successful under him is that he really like knows how to connect with his players on a personal level. And I think that goes a long way because that translates to the court, that translates to the sport of basketball, and just how great of a guy he is, and just to be around his like awesome aura every single day, you know, it's pretty cool to see. He's such a great guy, and we kind of all view him as like a father figure. So I'd say that's his biggest strength as a coach, and just how he gets impacts his players on a
Brendan,
personal level,
same thing.
and he's a great basketball coach, and he knows so much about the game.
Yeah, Max brought up a good point. He's very like he built a good bond with us, and it's not like he's like a coach, like he's actually someone like you can talk to with personal things. But also, I think he's not stubborn. He's like an open guy. So like if something's not going wrong, and like our coaches like they have different thoughts, like rather than just being like, no, we'll stick to the game plan. I'll actually adapt, and that definitely helps us in games where teams go on runs. We got to figure out how to stop them. So.
Hey, I give so much credit to Coach Slater. We brought it up a few weeks ago that really up until 2 years ago, this was a 500 basketball team almost every single year, and it was just a positive to get into the tournament. And you guys have raised that bar so high, and I think that's incredible for all of you. So I give so much credit to Coach Slater.
Oh
We've
yeah.
got about 10 minutes left on our recording. As we usually do, we're going to end off with some fun questions. I got seven that we're all going to answer. I'll include myself in some of them as well. Brendan, I'll start with you. We'll go Brendan, Max, and me for every single answer. We talked about before the state tournament started, what was our favorite moments as part of the Raiders basketball team, whether it was playing or me announcing it. Does last night's game now rank as your favorite Somerset Berkley moment?
As of now, yes. Just because, it's pretty cool going to their gym and being able to win. Like, and it's cool doing it our own, but like having our gym and like also our fans come to that game and win in their house is pretty cool.
Max?
Yeah, I would say last night's win was probably the most like proud I've been of like the guys and our coaches and just like the community as like as a whole. Um and it was just pretty awesome that we were able to go there and do what we do and win in such a like dominant fashion. But I'd still say my favorite moment from a season's always gonna be rec night. It's always awesome to see like how much we like how much those little kids like look up to us and that I think that makes me more happy than anything. So
Hey, I love how you guys get the autographs, and it's like they're looking up to you
yeah,
guys for
exactly.
the future.
It's like we to us we're just like we're like Like, we're nothing like crazy special, we're just like high school kids, playing basketball and stuff. But to them, it's like the craziest thing ever, and they think we're like these huge NBA basketball stars. But it's pretty cool to see how much they look up to us and stuff.
Hey, you
So
never know what the skill you guys have. Maybe some of you will go to the NBA. You never know
uh,
about that.
yeah, probably like Max Hansen or someone like that.
Yes,
Was
yes,
that King?
Max. Yeah, Zach King too. Hey,
Yeah.
for me last night, it's probably number two, still behind the Canton game, just because of how back and forth
Oh
that
yeah,
game
that game
was.
was
But
that game was awesome.
it did feel good seeing you guys beat a
I was
third.
kind of like a spectator of that game too. I got into foul trouble. I got to watch that game from the sideline.
Yeah,
It was pretty cool to see. Colton was like insane, but
Hey,
yeah.
Clark?
Next, oh, what were you saying, Brendan?
Oh, I just shouted out Clark.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, shout out Clark.
of
love
course.
him.
Next question I have for you guys, Max. There was an article posted about you last week about you being the unsung hero of the Raiders team, and then you finally had your big moment in the Sweet 16. Who was the unsung hero last night? Who is somebody that maybe didn't get enough credit for helping you guys win last night?
Um,
Hey Max, there's an
I
order to it.
oh yeah,
It
yeah, yeah.
goes me, you, Keegan.
I thought he asked me. Oh, on my bad. You go ahead.
Yeah, you're fine.
I would say Dom and Louie.
Yeah, yeah, that's who I was gonna
Dom
say.
plays good defense every night. Same with Louie. And Dom got a little recognition, but Louie he doesn't get much recognition because he doesn't really put up score numbers. But he's definitely a key factor with the defense he plays when he's in.
Uh, I would say, like I think Brennan and Colton were like so phenomenal last night, but they had a lot of loud buckets since their points were just like so like cool and awesome how they scored. So like, I think everybody was like aware of that, but I think like they said, Dom really went under the radar with, how he did on defense, and even Finn, just like those bigs hadn't seen a kid like Finn. They didn't really know how to handle him. They didn't know what to do with him. So what Finn was able to do to those big kids was pretty awesome. And then Louis Louis is always the second he gets in, he changes the game always. And he's just like a little rascal out there. I
Hey
love
Max,
it.
you were unsung hero yesterday too.
Oh,
Don't
thank
sell
Yeah,
you.
no,
yourself
Max.
short.
Max is going to be my pick because,
Yeah.
hey, you were getting those chances. You were getting them started down there. So
Oh yeah.
I thought like you did not get enough recognition for last night's W. I think you are the answer to that question.
Thank you, Keegan. I appreciate that.
It goes anyway. You never know.
Yeah.
Any single way. Next one is which teacher or staff member, it could be last night, it could be any game in this tournament run. Which staff member at Somerset Berkley is your favorite to see or have you cheer you guys on at the games?
One that I love to see go to the games is Senor Gleason. That's
Oh
my
yeah.
dog. I love seeing him in the game, at the games, just cheering us on. It's kind of nonchalant there, kind of just chilling, but he's rooting for us. So
Oh yeah. I would say, he's not a teacher anymore, but Mr. Petty. It's awesome seeing Mr. Petty there. He comes back to support us. You look up on the walking track, and he's always up there standing like so menacingly, above the track, like with his arms crossed or like leaning on the railing. He's just a great guy. He's a funny guy. He keeps it 100, keeps it super real. But it's awesome to see support because he's a real big sports fan.
I'd
So
probably go Miss Mollicone, but although she's not supposed to be cheering at the table, you're supposed to be
oh
doing
yeah, yeah.
the table. But
yeah,
she's got like a little pom-pom thing going on at every single game. If I had to pick somebody else, it's probably Mrs. Takuto because I see
Oh
some
yeah.
of the reactions right in front of Mr. Francis's office, whether it's a Finn dunk, a Brendan three, Max driving in, nice layup. It's awesome. And she's going crazy every single time. So I love seeing Mrs. Takuto at the games. Next one is what is your favorite road school to play at? This could be an SEC team or somewhere else. What's your favorite place to play at?
I like Dartmouth just because I feel like the rims are kind of friendly there. I
Yeah.
usually get a friendly roll or two there, so I'd probably say Dartmouth.
I would definitely go Durfee. Durfee, it's always so fun to play there with you know, like just we have such a huge rivalry. Everybody comes out and so fun to play in front of those big crowds. And you know, it's kind of a more difficult gym to play in. They got really stiff rims, and you know, like that perception is always off. But it's just the environment there definitely is what makes me love playing there so much. So I would say Durfee, yeah.
I'd probably go Apponequet just because it's a smaller gym and the noise really funnels up in there. Like
Yeah.
when if Apponequet ever got like a really, really good team that could go on and make a state championship run, that building would just be electric every single night. So Apponequet is mine for that. Next question is, where is your dream school or place to play at? You are not allowed to say UMass Lowell or TD Garden.
Oh wow.
All right. My dream place, if not TD Garden, Madison Square Garden.
That's a good
Oh
one.
yeah.
That'd be sick playing there. So that's where I'd have to go.
Yeah, Madison Square Garden would definitely be you know, that'd be pretty awesome being able to play there. I would say where would I want to play? What's the name of Duke Stadium? They got such a cool stadium down there. It's kind of like
Cameron
smaller.
Indoor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
kind
like
of
it looks like a high school gym,
yeah, it's
like
kind of
because they
smaller.
just have
That's
like
why it's like
wooden bleachers.
if you like listen to a clip or even just like watch a game, it is so loud in there because like the sound and just like the noise, it just like fills up in that smaller gym. And I know that that'd be pretty cool to play in there. So I would say, yeah,
If it were going like older arenas, I would have had you guys playing at the Oracle Arena out in Oakland where the Warriors used to play because that arena is just awesome. If I'm going local, probably say the Amica Mutual Pavilion out in Providence because that's a nice little
Oh yeah, that's a good
oh
one. I
and
didn't think of
that one's
that
like a
one.
realistic one too. Like you guys would
Yeah.
end up playing like an exhibition game there or something like that.
yeah.
We got about three or four questions left. We got 5 minutes. We got to go quick. Um, Last night was the 1 year anniversary from when our hockey team last year made the Final Four. You guys were in a classroom watching that live stream, and now you guys are being watched by a live stream and an audience with hundreds of people watching. Does it kind of feel like everything worked out? Everything was a positive. It came full circle, and that you guys kind of deserved it last night for just showing your Raider pride all the way around.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like us buying into the community, it gave us good, and the community likes us for us enjoying them. And I think, yeah, it really worked out.
Yeah, it was really cool to see like when I went on YouTube last night and just like checked the video, seeing how many people had viewed that like the live stream. That was pretty awesome. Just seeing everybody watching us in the support, even if you're not there, it's amazing.
Yeah, that was great. You have no idea the anxiety I have because I always watch the feed and when I see that viewer number tick up to 337 was the highest it was at one
Yeah.
point last night. So I was like, okay, I gotta stay calm. But I think it worked out and good things happen to good people. You guys absolutely deserve that last night. Next one up, Bishop Stang are girls co-op hockey with the Bishop Stang Spartans. They're playing in the Final Four tonight. They've got four Somerset Berkley players. They were leading 1-0, I believe, going into the second period. What more recognition is that going to bring to Somerset Berkley as a whole if they're able to advance to the state championship and play at TD Garden?
That would definitely bring a lot of recognition. Multiple field hockey players play for that hockey team, so potentially two state champions, like two state championships by one person or two people. That'd be pretty
Mug.
cool. So, and mug, yep. So, yeah, they'd bring a lot of recognition.
Yeah. I would say that would definitely bring a lot of recognition to the program. You know, like seeing what we did last year and how the hockey team did last year too, and then the field hockey team winning a state championship this year, us hopefully winning a state championship, and then hopefully them, you know, winning a state championship. At that point, you kind of can't like deny that you know SB's got some really good athletics programs over here. It's I think the you know like that the um disrespect towards you know the South Coast Conference will probably have to you know come to an end after this.
And the thing I want to say with Bishop Stang too, they're a 15 seed.
Yeah.
They're going to have a chance to
Yeah,
go to the championship. You don't see that every day.
yeah, a
So,
little bit of a Cinderella run.
yeah, props to Bishop Sting and props to our four Somerset Berkeley players there. Last question, I had to throw it in. Who invited me out on the court last night? Who wanted that?
Everybody. What?
Buddy.
No, who started it though?
Hmm.
Yeah, no, it was Max. I saw you waving first. It was you.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I don't want to say it because it was like a group effort. Everybody was thinking it,
oh
but
yeah, no, I know.
I saw him taking pictures and I saw like that camera. I think it was Bryson Kane's camera, and I was like, that just made me think of like you live streaming the game, and I was like, Keegan's been the one of the most important parts of our team this whole season. We got to get him in here for a photo without a doubt. And so we turned around and I think I said that, and then I know Finn hopped on greeted me right away, and we just both started yelling to you, telling you to get down and hoist up that trophy and
Got the
hop in the
chance
picture with
too.
us.
Now, funny enough, I was just texting Bryson before we started. I'm like, if it happens again, you guys win states, you got to get him and Calder Troutman in the
Oh
picture.
yeah, yeah,
Oh
They've
yeah.
done
they've been
so
awesome
much
this
for you
year.
guys.
Oh yeah, without a
Yeah.
doubt.
This was fun doing this again. You guys have fun
It was
doing it?
great. Yeah,
Of
hopefully we can do
course.
another one.
Yeah, hopefully,
Hmm.
hopefully we do it maybe a championship preview or
That'd be
championship
awesome.
winner.
We
If
can
you
Yeah.
get
guys
we can
want
get
to
a bunch
see
of guys on here.
if you guys want to see the Somerset Berkley Raiders team in the Final Four Monday night, either at 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock at UMass Boston, we're gonna need everybody there to support our Somerset Berkley Raiders.
Be there.
Be
Yes, be
there.
there. For Max Finlaw and Brendan McDonald, I'm Keegan Hamblett signing off. We'll see you at the Final Four on Monday.